Well, howdy, I'm John Mark Dempsey, and we are having that second cup of coffee conversation with Ronnie Wilson, one of our Hopkins County master gardeners who visits with us from time to time about all things having to do with gardening. There was something you've been dying to correct yourself on since the last time we talked, and we were talking about various forms of weeds, and you misspoke.
Yes,
one of the rare
I did.
times.
Yes, I did. I said that monkey grass was a weed when it is not. Monkey grass is an ornamental plant, and it's desirable and looks nice. What I meant to say was nut grass.
Okay.
And nut grass is not actually a grass, but it's a sedge, and it is classified as a weed, to me anyway.
Yeah. Well, monkey grass, and we said at the time, monkey grass is used for around the edge of a flower bed and so forth. But then we also talked about that Bermuda grass, which we're going to be talking about in more detail, can be considered a weed as well when it gets into your flower bed.
That's exactly right.
So I thought, well, monkey grass, it may be the same. All right, so we've corrected that misconception. We're going to talk about lawns today with Ronnie, and you kind of provide us with some definitions. Is there a difference in some people call it a lawn, some people call it a yard? Is there a difference?
I think so. In Texas, you got a front yard, you got a backyard, and sometimes a side yard. A lawn, to me, is a step higher.
Okay.
It takes more maintenance and more care. A yard is a place where grass can grow, and usually grass grows and lots of other things.
Right. All right. So a lawn is something that is more intentional and where you are devoting more effort in,
well
perhaps.
Tended,
okay,
manicured.
Got it. All right, that's fair enough. All right, so the two types of grass that I think we're all very well familiar with in East Texas are Bermuda grass and St. Augustine.
You bet.
Grass. You want to distinguish between those?
Yes, Bermuda grass is a warm season grass, and it spreads quite easily. It spreads two ways. They are above ground, call them runners. Those are stolons, the official name, and also underground, and those are called rhizomes. I was out actually in my garden this morning pulling some weeds, preparing a place to plant tomatoes. And there was Bermuda grass. And I made sure that I got down deep enough to pull up the white roots. Right.
It's amazing how deep they go in a flower bed.
4 to 6 inches
or deeper.
Yes.
Yep. Absolutely. I've noticed that too. Yeah. So Bermuda, you say spreads easily.
Yes, it does.
As I think we most of us know, but and therefore St. Augustine does not spread as easily. I do find it also in our flower beds.
That's right. It spreads easily too, but it only spreads through runners on the top of the soil, so it's easier to control. St. Augustine.
I always distinguish the two types of grasses. St. Augustine seems to me has a wider blade.
It does,
and it is almost cool to the touch.
Yes.
And when I was a kid, I would much prefer to be playing in the St. Augustine grass than the Bermuda grass.
Exactly, me too. Yeah, St. Augustine does very well in Hopkins County. It flourishes, say, around Houston, where it's warm and humid. St. Augustine tends to take more water than Bermuda, and it doesn't do as well when we get into the really hot, dry months.
You say that St. Augustine is less drought tolerant.
Yes. You know, Bermuda, it will go dormant when we get to the dry summers, and after a good rain, it comes back to life when it was alive all the time.
Sure.
It just greens up again.
Yeah. And you say St. Augustine does better in the shade?
better. St. Augustine can survive in the shade, but it doesn't really thrive.
Okay.
There are a couple other grasses that may do a little better in the shade, but for our area, they don't do as well due to the hot summers, and they don't hold up under traffic as well as St. Augustine.
Mm-hmm. Both Bermuda and St. Augustine need about 6 to 8 hours of sunlight.
At least.
Per
Full
day.
sun recommended.
So if you have trees on your lawn or your front yard, as the case may be, what grass would you suggest?
I would try St. Augustine.
Okay.
If you get the sod down and the St. Augustine's allowed to establish itself, then you plant the trees. As the tree grows taller and covers and makes more shade, the St. Augustine will cut back a little bit. It won't be nearly as healthy, but it will survive given a good start.
Okay, we are going to run out of time here pretty quickly. You say about 1 inch of water per week
Yes.
for these lawns?
Yes.
And you measure that by literally just a little can or something to
little can,
measure
little-
1 inch of water.
Little tuna fish can.
Right.
Yeah.
As far as fertilize, you say April 1st, May 1st, and June 1st.
Yes.
Skip the summer,
Yes.
and then fertilize again on September 1st.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
That's Neil Sperry's recommendations,
Right.
and I've had success following his advice.
Well, I
for a
think
long
he is
time.
he's as good as they come for sure. So 3112 or 412, 312,
Yes.
and 412.
Yes.
Nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium is what those numbers refer to. Although you say 2100 is also used,
Yes.
all nitrogen.
All nitrogen. That's used on pastures a lot.
Yeah.
But it's imperative that you get a soil test done so that you know exactly
Right.
what your lawn needs.
Okay, and you all can help with that.
Oh, yeah.
And at the Ag Extension
The
Office.
soil
and
test kits and
Uh-huh.
instructions, everything you need except the dirt is available at the Extension Office.
at AgriLife. All right. We're out of time, Ronnie. Thanks for having
Oh,
that
thank you.
second cup of coffee conversation with us again. Ronnie Wilson, Hopkins County Master Gardener. I'm John Mark Dempsey. This is KSST.